All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Lasting Learning Podcast. I am super pumped, or as I'll say, because we got a California girl. I'm stoked for this week's episode. We have an amazing guest on, a guest that I'm sure a lot of you already know because she's everywhere and she's just awesome. As you guys know, the last few weeks, I've been changing things up a little bit. And instead of just getting people that are entrenched in the educational status quo, I'm kind of branching out and trying to get just awesome people just to tell us about who they are and how they got to be so amazing. And today we've got a good one. We are joined today by Jen Burdis. And I'm going to stop real quick, just because I don't know when this is going to air, but today is the day before Jen's birthday. So happy birthday, Jen. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be on your show. So thanks.
Oh, this is awesome. It's so cool. Now, Jen, I cyber stalk you. I follow you on every platform possible, but there may be a few people out there that don't really know who you are or what you're up to. They might know a little bit about your book through Burdis Consulting and who knows what. But other than that, tell everybody who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah, you bet. I mean, I've been a school teacher for 21 years. So I grew up in Pennsylvania, moved out here right after college. I had the opportunity to play volleyball at Penn State University. And when I moved out here, I started teaching right away. So I've taught everything from second grade to fifth grade to sixth grade to fourth grade. So even middle school PE, so I've hit the spectrum of things I've taught. And this year I had the opportunity to get outside the classroom and help teach and coach teachers and people how to be fit and healthy and improve their nutrition through nutrition, movement, mindfulness. I've been getting out speaking and leading professional development, personal training, online nutrition coaching. My book, I've been out being able to share my book, of course, too. So it's been an awesome opportunity, just, being able to interact with some adults too, besides the kids in the classroom.
Yeah, teachers teach anybody,
Yeah.
whether they're 50 years old or 5 years old. And I think that you you sum that up very well. Like, if there's a person out there that needs to be educated, you're on it. That's super cool.
Yeah, you bet.
Before we jump into that, I got to ask, are you pro libero or are you kind of old school traditional? We don't need a libero. Let's just have one setter and do our thing.
So I'm 5'1". So of course I was before the libero time in volleyball. So those are the people that don't know what a libero is. A libero gets to play defense the whole game. But when I was playing at Penn State, that was before there was even such a position. So Coach Rose had these people that he called defensive specialists. So when the middle hitter would come to the back row, she may have been 6'3". I would come in and serve, and then I would just dig volleyballs and dive and roll, and the crowd just loved that kind of stuff, and I did too. That was a fun role to play. Yeah.
And so I think that kind of sums up who you are. 5'1", volleyball player at a Big Ten university. That's right. Was Penn State in the Big Ten back then?
That's the second year that they got into the Big Ten.
Okay.
Yeah. So while I was there,
yeah.
We actually won 3 Big Ten championships while I was there.
Wow.
The team was amazing. I mean, Coach Rose is a phenomenal coach. The players he recruits, they're like sisters. And, I still get back there. I'm going to head back in a couple weeks. I actually, I just got inducted to the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame.
That is so cool.
So I'm going to head back to Pennsylvania, see some friends. And my one friend, he played basketball at Penn State. He's getting inducted the same weekend. So it'll be fun just to connect with those athletes again and be back there.
That is so cool. So,
yeah.
I mean, you've been killing it for a while now then. I mean, you've been out there just living the life. And as people that choose to watch this, because this will be live on YouTube, they can see you. And
right on.
You see that you have not, over the last 20 years, developed that teacher bod, if you will, where, you're snacking all day and just letting it go. You still stay fit and you're strong and you're mentally strong and sharp. How? Why?
Well, I mean, first of all, we all go through phases, right? So, definitely there are times when I'm heavier and snacking more, but I always just each and every day make sure that I move, right? So in my classroom, I've got these Swiss yoga balls that the kids sit on. And so between reading and math, we'll exercise and we'll do like a 2-minute brain break. And then I make sure that I work out before school. I'll do a little bit during the day with them. And then sometimes at evening, I'll either do yoga or something more restorative to make sure I get the mindfulness in too. So yeah, I mean, it's just a part of my life. It's something I love. It helps me be on my A game so I can consistently be better for the people I'm serving. So in the classroom, it was just so I could perform better and be the best teacher I could.
That's awesome. But there's also some of that personal drive that you got too. The whole
Right.
ninja mentality. You got to talk to us about the ninja.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
And just why? Where did this come from? I mean, I watch this show on TV all the time, but I know it's more than just a TV show. I mean, you can't just show up and say, I'm just going to do the monkey bars and hope I don't fall in the water. I mean, you got to be tough. So how did a volleyball player become a ninja warrior?
Right. And again, it's that alumni connection. So I was back in Pennsylvania, and one of my friends, he played football at Penn State, and I was back there, and I met him for the first time in my hometown. And he's like, you should try out for that TV show. And I'm pretty sure that's the one he meant. And then I didn't think much of it. And I went up to Penn State a month or two later for a volleyball reunion. And of course, I was playing that back row defensive position where I'm diving and rolling after volleyballs. And one of my teammates says, you should try out for American Ninja Warrior. You play volleyball like a ninja. And so I did. I came back. I applied. I got on. And I've been hooked ever since, as far as just, being in the best shape I can be with the amount of time I have.
Yeah. And you have definitely capitalized on that opportunity. I mean, I would say that has opened up some doors for you, has it not?
I think so. I mean, I think people are interested in the story. I hope to be motivating where I can help others, set some high goals and reach them. And it's just been really fun. I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah. You can tell just the enthusiasm like springs out of you.
Right.
I'm going to ask a question right now, and I don't know how it's going to be received, but take it and know that I'm coming from a pure place.
You bet.
So, 5'1", dominant volleyball player out there, just killing it, loving life, probably the best years of your life. And then you go into teaching. You had to have some people look at you and say, seriously, you're going to be a teacher? You can do anything you want to. Why would you choose teaching?
I don't know if anyone said that. I mean, my degree was in education, right? So I think most people thought that would be my next transition. And it was just, I don't know, it just seemed very natural for me. I mean, I think a lot of people probably thought I would get into coaching, right? Maybe college coaching, volleyball at a higher level. And, I like the teaching aspect of it, of just being able, because I had some learning difficulties growing up. I'm not sure how much you know about my story. But just being able to give back to those students who really needed that extra help, the extra push, I just felt like it was a good role for me.
Yeah. And now you've left the classroom. Did you have anybody question that motivation?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of parents were sad that their son or daughter might be coming up as a third grader into fourth grade. And they were really hoping to have me as their teacher. And they were, saddened to see that. And I'm just hoping to reach a broader audience on a bigger level. So I'm hoping to just help more people if I can, Yeah.
So what does that look like on a day-to-day now? I know I spoke to you on the phone the other day.
Right.
And I was just finishing up with work and, doing the 8 to 6 or whatever it was. And you were like, yeah, I just got done going for a run on the beach. And I think that day you had posted some sort of picture on Instagram doing like some inverted handstand splits thing. I mean, is your life really that glorious now? Just running on the beach and taking selfies all the time? Is that what it is?
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? It just froze for a moment.
No, you're fine. Is your life as glorious as it seems? Is it really just selfies and runs on the beach right now?
Oh, absolutely not. Oh. No. I mean, I'm grateful to be able to do, I've been branching into the podcast as well. So I've been a guest on multiple shows. Some people are, gently pushing and nudging me to start my own podcast.
Here's a push. Subscriber number 1 right here.
So I mean, I think just being able to continually push myself professionally and grow, I'm just trying to build content, my online nutrition coaching and fitness. That's been pretty cool. I mean, being able to get some of the ex-athletes at Penn State and some friends. And so I'm just building up that program and just showing them the personal attention that they deserve. And that's where my focus is right now.
And, I love the fact that you're not just preaching the message, you're living the message. I mean, you are in it.
Yeah.
What does it take for you to stay in the kind of shape that you're in right now?
Well, first of all, I love working out. I mean, I'm very passionate about it. And I mean, everything from developing these balance things to different skills. And like, I don't work out to look a certain way or to, I don't know. I always just like set these new goals of once I develop a new skill, it's like, well, what can I do next? What would be that neat next new skill to be able to achieve, and then be able to use that to be able to help inspire others. Like that's been my motivating force this whole time,
Yeah. As you're reaching out, and now your audience is not just teachers. I mean, I'm sure that's probably a foundation, because a lot of people that got to know you were in the educational space.
Yeah.
And now you're moving not beyond that, but including others as well. What is the biggest hurdle, the biggest obstacle that people have to having this overall healthy lifestyle? What do you see as like the biggest block right now for most people?
I think diet is huge. I mean, definitely food choices. I think people sometimes get stuck on these diets or these fads, right? Like, I mean, you always hear things like, oh, do keto or intermittent fasting and this and that. And I think people just don't know. And they're like searching and just trying to find that cure or that, overall answer to their questions, and I think it's just sure and steady, slow, and every day, just a big picture, eating healthy and moving a little bit and practicing mindfulness, getting to sleep. It's just those basic skills and just that accountability of having friends who are doing it and encouraging each other. I think that's it.
It's so good. And, because on this podcast, most of the people listening are educators. I'm just going to make that connection for those few that didn't make that connection. For those teachers that are out there, not even talking nutrition, I'm just talking in your classroom, trying to get it. Yeah. So often we've got teachers out there looking at those fads, those gimmicks, those get my class healthy quick things. Yeah. Teacher pay teacher or Pinterest. I'm just going to go out there and latch onto the newest, coolest thing. And when that doesn't work, I'm going to go latch onto the next thing. But really, it's all about just get down to the basics, get down to the foundation, do what you know works, step on the scale every once in a while to make sure you're making progress, or measure yourself or whatever matrix you want to use to assess and adjust, and then just keep going. Slow and steady wins the race.
That's it. I mean, be patient with yourself too. I mean, give yourself at least 6 months if you're trying to reach like a big goal. You don't have to achieve it in 30 days, right? Yeah. There's no timeline. I mean, give yourself enough time to be able to achieve these goals that you're trying to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm thinking about nowadays, there's a lot of talk right now about teacher shortages everywhere, and how there are states all over the place that are doing these experiments with first-year teachers and allowing them to just come in and using them almost like reusable parts. If you don't work out, we'll just go get another one. If you don't work out, we'll just get another one. Sure. Forgetting that it takes time to refine your fitness or your health, if you will. You were a teacher for 20, how many years? 21. Yeah, 21 years. You've been in, that correlates with your entire adulthood, basically.
Right.
I would argue you probably you were a better teacher last year than you were your first year. You're probably in better physical shape now than you were 20 years ago.
Most
because
definitely.
You stuck with it and you understood and you learned and you grew and just got better and better over time.
Yeah, I agree. And like it's not like I was spending a lot of time working out either. Like you might look at my Instagram and think, man, that's all she does is works out, right? Like you see those pictures, but truth be told, I was just committing an hour a day. That was it. At least if I moved an hour a day, whether I broke it up throughout the day or before school, like that's reasonable, that's manageable, that's a balanced lifestyle. And that's, I think, what is important for people to know too.
Absolutely. It's all about balance. Like you need to have time to go to a Marley concert if you need to, right?
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. It's all about balance. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I'm running the 30-day EduNinja Fitness Challenge is starting October 1st.
Oh,
So
wow.
anyone who wants to join, it's free. This is the 5th time I'm doing it. And you can go to eduninja.net and then sign up on our Facebook group, EduNinja 30. So EduNinja 30. And it's going to be 30 days of fitness and a supportive group.
Yeah. So talk about that, because
Yeah.
there's going to be people from all walks of life that are curious about this. And there are going to be some that are going to be extremely intimidated. They're going to say, there's no way I can go out there and be a ninja.
Right.
Sort of like that teacher that says, there's no way I can be like that Pinterest teacher across the hall, but you got to
Sure.
start somewhere. So what does this look like for those people that might be interested?
It looks like a big range of people. Like you'll see, if you join the group, you'll see my mom and dad in there, right? And so they come out, they're snowbirds. They come out to California for 4 months. And during those 4 months, my dad lost 17 pounds because he was losing weight, and he had triple heart bypass surgery years ago. And his doctors really wanted him to lose some weight, eat healthier. And he just slowly and steadily over those 4 months here, he did that. He lost 17 pounds. My mom lost 6 pounds. But more importantly, they were going to the gym 6 days a week. They were eating healthier. My dad, you would see him cutting up vegetables for salads. And I never saw that as a kid growing up. So you've got a range of people from, my parents doing this to, fellow ninja warriors or fellow athletes in all different sports who want to just be able to come in and support and encourage others, within this group. So yeah, most definitely. This is a fitness challenge for everyone.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
So, I guess one more question I have, and it's kind of transcending into that educational realm, but kind of into your own world too. You talk about your parents and how you didn't see that kind of lifestyle growing up.
No.
So how did you break out of that and decide I want something different?
That's a huge question. I mean, growing up, I ate things. I don't know if you're familiar with some of the Pennsylvania foods, but everything from like pierogies to halupkis to scrapple to, we had ice cream every single night, and we had junk food, and the vegetables we had most of the time were canned vegetables, so a lot of people always ask, like, were your parents athletes? Did they feed you salads? And, the answer is no, they didn't. I learned a little bit about nutrition when I got up to Penn State, but those first year or two up there, even, it was the dorms, and it was all you can eat buffet all the time, right? So we'd eat all the cereal, we could, but there was a nutritionist up there who took us grocery shopping one time and showed us what food choices to make. And I think that really started setting the foundation that, when I left college is when I really started eating healthier. Because I noticed that I felt better and that I would teach better, and, just having to perform as a teacher, you're a performer.
There you go.
You have to entertain, you have to keep their attention. And so, that was vital to my teaching career, was to make sure that I was eating healthier to feel healthier.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
You are an example of the fact that you can you can change destinies. You can change when you know more, you can do more. And then the more you do, it becomes this pattern and this cycle. And now truly generations all across America are being changed because of your choices.
I hope.
Yeah. I guarantee they are. So
yeah.
because I'm one of those guys, I'm thinking I'm guilty of this. I've got 4 kids, and sometimes it's easier just to get them quiet, to throw some goldfish crackers and some ice cream in front of them,
Sure.
And that might help in the moment, but it's not going to help long term. Just like with teachers in the classroom, we're all guilty of trying to do those quick fixes, just try to capitalize on the moment, forgetting about our ultimate goal, which is to try to create happy, healthy humans, not just perfect kids in the moment. And so much wisdom coming from you today. I'm looking at 1,000 different directions, so I apologize.
No, very synergetic. Thank you. I've learned so much being on the podcast. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So Jen, I know you're going to run off and go to this concert tonight and have a great time.
Thank you.
Do you have any other words of wisdom or just anything else that you want us to know about you, what you're doing? You talked about the 30-day challenge in October. What else is happening with you, and how do people tap into the work you're doing?
You bet. I would love to get out to more schools and speak to your school. I could lead workouts for kids, for teachers, for parents, communities. I love traveling. I love meeting people, and I'll spend as much time as possible wherever that is throughout the country. So that's one thing.
Even in cold Michigan in the winter?
I love sledding. I love,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I would love to come to Michigan in the winter
Okay.
for sure. Yeah. So speaking, I love speaking. My online nutrition, you could just email me at ninjajenburdis@gmail.com. I'd love to be able to work with some people for online nutrition counseling and coaching, and however else I can help you. I mean, don't hesitate to reach out to anyone who's listening.
Awesome. And then
Yeah.
there's your book as well, right? That
Yep.
people can grab a hold of that and get to know the EduNinja mindset and just find out a little bit more about you and all that you stand for. So awesome. Very
I
good.
appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'd love to come on again if you ever have any other openings in your schedule. I'd love to chat with you again.
You got it. Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much.
You're welcome.